Okay, in this video we're going to actually start looking at how you can make a program make decisions based on certain conditions. So everything that we've done so far is kind of a sequential execution. It just executes a single command at a time, and there's nothing wrong with sequential programming. Um, but eventually your program's going to have to make a decision. So what we're going to do for this exercise is we're going to prompt a user for some input, read that input in, and then make a decision. So we'll say, is programming fun? And we all know the answer to that is, of course not, but it pays well. I'm just kidding, it's fun. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say, is programming fun? And you're going to give your answer. And now, this is the construct to make a decision. It's called if. And what this is going to do is, inside these parentheses, it's going to evaluate a true or false expression. So you say if true, let's say console write line, of course it's fun. Now this is actually going to print of course it's fun because true is always true. It's programming fun. You can type anything you want and it says of course it's fun, yay. But what we're really going to want to do is actually answer the question for real and then see if the user agrees with us. So is programming fun? We're going to get a line from the user and then we're going to look at it, and this is what's called a Boolean expression. It's effectively like an equation or an expression that's going to evaluate to a true or false answer. There's a number of different operators and a number of different ways to construct them. I'm not going to go over all of them, but we'll just say if the user enters y. So if they say y, then that means that they say yes, they agree with us. So of course it's fun. We'll run, it's programming fun. You enter y, and you say of course it's fun. Now what about a capital Y? It outputs nothing. Why? Because a lowercase y is a completely different character from an uppercase y. It leaves no assumptions. It's not going to just assume that, hey, maybe you really meant lowercase y. So this is where another Boolean operator comes in. This is called OR. So there's an AND and an OR. An AND is where you want more than one condition to be true. An OR is where you want at least one of these conditions to be true. So OR is bar bar. This is on most keyboards where the backslash key is up above your keyboard. If you do shift in that, it's got a little vertical bar looking thing, and that's where these characters come from. So we'll say if x equals lowercase y or if x equals uppercase y, and you say of course it's fun. So now we can say capital Y. It says of course it's fun. You can say lowercase y, and it says of course it's fun. But of course, if you don't enter a y, it says nothing. So you may be in a condition where you don't want it, or you want it to do something regardless. So you can say else. So if this statement is false, then whatever is on the else is going to execute. So we'll say console.writeLine. You're doing it wrong. Enter lowercase y or capital Y. And notice my escape sequences there. So now if you enter a bunch of garbage, it says you're doing it wrong, and I've got my nice lowercase and uppercase y's. and that is the else. So what if I want to evaluate more than one expression? There is an else if that you can put in there. So you can say else if. So let's say I want it to behave differently based on whether or not I enter a lowercase y or an uppercase y. I can put that down here. So now if it's lowercase y, it says of course it's fun. If it's a capital Y, then that looks like the user might be more excited, so we'll just put this in all caps. Of course it's fun. So we'll make it shouting if it's a capital Y. So now is programming fun? We enter a lowercase y. That didn't work. Oh, whoops, my caps lock was on. Let's try this again. Lowercase y. Of course it's fun. We'll do it again. This time we'll do a capital Y. It yells, of course it's fun, and then anything else. In a garbage, it says you're doing it wrong. So this is the basic fundamentals of prompting a user for some input and then checking that input to make sure a condition is met. We'll look at some other constructs or decision constructs in the next video.